This Monday on ABC 7 News at 5.
Good morning, America. Happening right now, the Saturday showdown. They're voting in 5 states today. Will it be another Trump triumph?
Did you get him out?
Overnight, his rally turned ugly as Trump snubs the year's biggest conservative gathering.
Somebody told him Megyn Kelly was going to be here.
And Hillary Clinton tries to extend her lead over Bernie Sanders. Is this his do-or-die moment?
Shocking find, the new twist in the infamous O.J. Simpson murder case. That knife allegedly found buried in O.J.'s old estate.
Facts of the case remains an open case, and that is the case here.
How it suddenly turned up and the new crucial details, what we're just learning about it now.
High-tech heist, how armed robbers stole $5 million in gold. Their daring highway truck robbery.
There's a couple guys that look like they got their hands zip tied behind their back.
The remote control device disabling the drivers in a plot straight out of the movie.
And the verdict is rich. The judge on vacation who reeled in a giant lottery jackpot, chartering a jet to claim his winnings. What he did the minute he found out his life was changing forever.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Oh, is that? Hey, good morning. We're going to get to the overnight headline, the OJ story, in just a moment, but we start here with a big day in a presidential campaign that we'll probably be talking about for generations.
That's a good point. There are 5 states in play today. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders will compete in 3 states for 126 delegates, and Sanders is fighting an uphill battle after a rough Super Tuesday.
Meanwhile, on the Republican side, 155 delegates up for grabs in 4 states. These contests come after what may be the wildest week yet in the campaign, with the party in open warfare over this man, Donald Trump.
And here he is overnight at a rally in Louisiana. Look at that, holding a mini-me, minus the binky. The establishment trying to derail him, but can Trump's momentum be slowed? We do have team coverage, and we start with ABC's Mary Bruce in Washington, D.C. without the mini-me. Hi, Mary.
Hi, good morning. Well, thousands of conservatives will gather here today. This conference has been a must-attend event for Republican presidential candidates. But this morning, Donald Trump is changing things up once again. Overnight, chaos at this Donald Trump rally in New Orleans.
Did you get him out? The wise guy. Get the protester out!
His supporters clashing with protesters.
Get him out. See, in the old days, it wouldn't take so long, folks. Today we're in a little bit of a different world today.
This as Trump clashes with the Republican Party.
Millions and millions of people are coming to vote for the Republicans and joining the Republican Party because of me.
As Republican voters in 4 states head to the polls, this morning the GOP is in a war with itself.
If he's our nominee, it will split the Republican Party, and it will be the end of the modern conservative movement.
The billionaire's rivals and the Republican establishment making a last-ditch effort to stop Trump as he barrels towards the nomination.
There is no doubt if we remain divided, Donald Trump wins.
John Kasich predicting there will be no clear winner from the primary season at all, suggesting the GOP is heading to a contested convention.
You think it's going to be a brokered convention?
I do.
And this morning, Trump snubbing the year's biggest conservative gathering, CPAC, canceling his appearance at the last minute amid rumors he was likely to face pushback. His rivals pounced.
I think somebody told him Megyn Kelly was going to be here.
And this morning, there are just 4 Republican candidates left. Ben Carson announcing he's out.
You know, there's a lot of people who love me. They just won't vote for me, but it's okay.
Now, Trump was slated to speak here first thing this morning, but instead he'll be campaigning in Florida and Kansas, one of those 4 states holding its Republican contest later today. Paula.
Thanks, Mary. We want to move now to the Democrats. Hillary Clinton has a chance to really widen her lead today over Bernie Sanders, and he's reminding voters of her inconsistencies and contradictions throughout her political career. And ABC's David Wright outside Clinton headquarters in Brooklyn with the story. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Paul. That's the building right there behind me. Clinton's campaign this weekend is actually managing expectations, insisting that this time around, they're the underdog. This morning, it's do or die for Bernie Sanders. For Vermont senator still has huge crowds and getting lots of donations, but he also needs to catch up in the delegate count.
Bring your friends and your relatives and your neighbors and your co-workers.
Today there are 126 delegates up for grabs in Louisiana, Nebraska, and Kansas, where Bernie stopped at this barber shop to get a trim on the trail.
You know my style. It's the ghost style.
Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, is taking aim at her Republican rivals. Bill Clinton, too.
The Republican, presidential, I don't know what to call it, I guess debate. There were so many insults flying back and forth, it was hard to keep track.
I thought I was watching a sixth grade recess fight. And I didn't know what to make of that deal last night. I just was speechless.
The problem is the spectacle over on the GOP side is turning out Republican voters. Democrats seemingly less energized this year. On Super Tuesday, more than 8.5 million Republicans got out to vote, compared to fewer than 6 million Democrats. In addition to the 3 states today, there's also Maine coming up tomorrow. 30 more delegates at stake. 3 out of the 4 states voting this weekend are actually caucus states, and those have tended to favor Bernie. Dan?
David Wright, thank you. For more on all of this, let's bring in ABC News political analyst Matthew Dowd. Let's start with the Republicans. So Trump is now running up against the CPAC convention, the conservative poobahs, also Mitt Romney, also McCain. Can he be stopped?
I think he's right now on a glide path. He's not inevitable, but he's on a glide path. To me, all of this is happening by the establishment of the party. It's a little bit like Wile E. Coyote against the Roadrunner. They keep putting out Acme explosives and the Roadrunner hops over it. Trump goes over it. They keep doing this thing. It's going to work, and then the thing falls, and it falls on themselves. Right now, Trump's in the driver's seat, and today I think is an important day that Ted Cruz especially has to win a couple of the states tonight, which he has the possibility of doing, to slow any momentum of Donald Trump.
Do you think we're heading toward a contested convention?
I think it's 50-50, and I think today will be a part of the determinant. If Donald Trump somehow wins 3 of 4 today, it's a huge effort. But Michigan on Tuesdays is a big state if Donald Trump wins that. But I think as of today, it's 50-50.
Quickly on the Democratic side, does Bernie Sanders have any viable path toward the nomination at this point, in your view?
He has a path, but I don't know how viable it is. I think at this point, he has to win most of the states today. He has to win the states tomorrow, and he has to win some of the states on Tuesday. But right now, it looks like his campaign is becoming more of a message campaign than a campaign that thinks it actually can win the delegates.
Matt Dowd, we love having you here. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
And be sure to watch ABC's World News Tonight for up-to-the-minute election results and continuing coverage. And Paula, over to you.
Yeah, we do want to move on to another big story that all of us are following this morning. A knife found at the old O.J. Simpson estate is being examined by authorities. Was it the knife that was used in the double murder case in what was called the trial of the century? This is a fascinating new development, and our Matt Gutman is on the scene for us this morning. Hi, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Paula. Well, the LAPD is working on gleaning whatever forensic evidence it can from that mud-encrusted knife, but already investigators are telling us it's probably not the murder weapon. Still, it's discovery enough to set in motion the O.J. Simpson circus once again.
It seemed the first lead in the O.J. Simpson case in years.
The actual item is described as a knife,
feeding a frenzy of interest.
Police say that investigators are testing a knife that was reportedly found
in the possibility that the knife used to murder Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman in 1994 may have finally been found.
Well, I was really surprised.
Police say a construction worker handed the knife allegedly found buried on the property to an off-duty officer near the Simpson estate in the late 1990s. At the time, the house was being rebuilt. The now retired officer's lawyer tells ABC News he called the LAPD to alert them that he had some sort of evidence, but was told the case was closed.
Is this another case of the LAPD or an LAPD officer mishandling evidence in the O.J. Simpson case?
Well, I certainly hope not, but it certainly is very concerning to us that a police officer, whether retired or active, would not know to submit and turn in evidence or what is believed to be evidence.
What he held on to as a souvenir for 18 years likely isn't evidence at all. Sources telling us their initial investigation shows it couldn't be the murder weapon, the knife not matching the details of the crime.
Investigators who worked intimately on the O.J. Simpson case say that over the years they've received knives, some of them recovered during the demolition and reconstruction of this house.
Still, authorities are testing the knife for possible DNA evidence.
It would be interesting if there was some evidence on that knife that pointed to who might have helped to bury it.
The news breaking just as the new FX series, American Crime Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, is in full swing.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
But it was too late to slow the tide of tweets and speculation.
Even if that knife were found to be covered, smeared in O.J. Simpson's DNA, there's only one person in the world who could not be put on trial for those murders. O.J. Simpson. That would be double jeopardy, being put on trial or being charged with a crime you've already been acquitted of. Paula?
All right, Matt, we do want to mention that O.J. is serving time on an unrelated crime, and he is eligible for parole next year. So, Matt, thank you to you. And we want to dig deeper now with ABC News consultant and former FBI special agent Brad Garrett in Washington. Brad, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so as you heard in Matt's piece, authorities now saying this is very likely not the knife that killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, but they're still testing it. So is it possible that after all these years, we're talking about 2 decades later, that there's still evidence on it?
Oh, absolutely. There could be DNA, there could be fingerprints, there could be hairs and fibers that could be potentially linked to the victims, to OJ, to someone else. So despite the fact the knife may not be the correct size, you still have to go through the forensic testing.
Okay, so they're going through that forensic testing. Let's say that there is no DNA evidence on it. So what are the other markers that they will be looking at?
Well, first of all, you need to track the knife. What's the tick-tock of where it came from? How did the officer get in possession? Where was it found on the property? You also need to have someone else look at the knife because it could have predated OJ. Property's been there a long time. So it's very important to follow the trail of where was it found on the property and what are the circumstances as to how the officer got it.
All right, Brad Garrett, I want to thank you for your insights. So many are fascinated by this development this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Ton of interest this morning. A lot of other news this morning as well. And for that, as always, we get it over to Dr. Ron Claiborne. Good morning, sir.
Hey,
How
good
you
morning
doing?
to you, Dan and Paula. Rachel, good morning, everyone. We begin with new details on what might be on that locked iPhone belonging to one of the San Bernardino shooters. The district attorney in that area of Southern California says the phone belonging to Syed Farouk could have information about a possible third shooter and also pose a cyber threat. Apple, is in a battle with the FBI, refusing to create software that could unlock that phone. Farouk and his wife killed 14 people in that terror attack. And new developments in the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Construction crews have begun digging up the first pipes blamed for leaking lead into drinking water there. The city is looking to replace pipes in some 8,000 homes, starting in neighborhoods with the households most at risk from the lead. The city of 100,000 is under a federal state of emergency. And new details about the whereabouts of drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman after escaping from a Mexican prison. According to a published report quoting his daughter, Guzman entered the U.S. twice while he was on the run, visiting her in her home in California. The drug kingpin was recaptured in January. Amazing. And the tennis world has lost a legend. Longtime analyst and sports writer Bud Collins has died. Mr. Tennis, as he was known, launched his career at the Boston Globe, then went on to become a fixture on television, including ESPN. He was known for his colorful commentary and even his colorful pants. Collins was elected into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in 1994. He was 86 years of age. And 2 adventurers had to be rescued from the icy waters off of Alaska because of dangerous weather. A Coast Guard helicopter swooping in to get the 2 British men to safety. The thrill seekers were trying to cross the Bering Strait. Guess they'll have to try again. And finally, some animals at the LA Zoo captured on camera. Google installing cameras with sensors that snap a photo anytime one of the animals comes within 18 inches of the lens. You can check it all out, these snapshots at Zoogle Selfies. And a quick note here, I'm wearing this dark blue tie to recognize March is National Colon Cancer Awareness Month. This was pointed out by a viewer by the name of Elaine Newcomb.
Oh, well, thanks to Elaine.
Why didn't you tell us about it? I would have worn it.
You know what? I didn't know you had one, Dan.
All my ties.
I call him the Undertaker, by the way, folks.
Yes,
You see
he
his,
says my wardrobe is
suit.
funereal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is about as colorful
Yes,
as you can,
this
isn't
is-
it?
This is a stretch.
Deep
I'm
Marsala.
celebrating this morning.
Blue,
Yes, you
dark
are.
blue tomorrow, though, if you can.
All right, I'm on it.
All right. Thank you, Ron. We want to move now to sports reporter Erin Andrews and her emotional courtroom battle. Closing arguments were heard yesterday. This case is now in the hands of the jury. She is suing a hotel and her stalker for $75 million over that secretly recorded nude video that was posted online. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim has been following this case for us from Nashville, where the deliberations are set to begin. Hi, Eva.
Good morning, Paula. A jury of 7 women and 5 men will soon decide who is to blame for a naked video of Erin Andrews that went viral online, and if she is entitled to any money for what happened. Closing arguments in the Erin Andrews case, lawyers disagreeing on the damage done to her after that secretly recorded naked video went viral.
It's not a significant injury. What is the damage that has been sustained and has paid?
Get it? Not a significant injury? Where have they been during this trial?
Andrews suing her stalker, Michael Barrett, as well as the owners and managers of that Nashville Marriott for $75 million, claiming the hotel made it easy for Barrett to get a room next door to hers so he could shoot video of her getting out of the shower.
Barrett couldn't have done it without the negligence of the Nashville Marriott.
The jury will soon have to decide whether Barrett and the Nashville Marriott should pay for what she has gone through, and if so, how much.
If she wins this case, as ugly as it sounds, these jurors will have to put a dollar value on her emotional pain and suffering.
This could have been stopped. The Nashville Marriott could have just called me. We are putting this man that requested to be next to you. It could have stopped this.
Legal experts say the verdict in this case will send a message to both hotels and those who stay in them.
There's no question that if there was an enormous verdict here that the hotel and the management group had to pay, that it would send a serious message that you better be careful.
Now, the jury has taken the weekend off. They will return to begin deliberations on Monday at 9 a.m. Dan?
All right, Eva, thank you. Let's check the weather now. And meteorologist Indra Petersons. Good morning, Indra.
Good morning. Big story setting up out west. We're talking about the atmospheric river. What does that mean? It means tons of moisture expected to move into the west coast. Just take a look at the line of storms. It's going to be funneling into the area. We're going to be watching as tons of advisories. If you've had any doubts, take a look at that. Beach erosion, a huge threat with surf up to even 15 feet. Here's the key. It is raining right now, and a series of storms will be moving in. Not one, but 1, 2, 3. They're going to continue to bring all that heavy rain, so the threat from mudslides will be in the region. But even with all of this, Los Angeles still 7 inches below the average for this time of year. It is not going to be making a dent for the drought conditions just yet. But I have to end on a good note. Finally, a huge pattern shift is out there. Notice where it's cold and where it's warm. Like it's been all season long, that is now shifting, and that's some great news. That's a look at the big picture. Here's a look at your local weather.
Good morning, Washington. I'm meteorologist Josh Knight. We are going to see more cloud cover today. Temperatures around the mid-30s for you early this morning, and then we're up to 44 by 12 later on this afternoon, but especially after dinner time. We bring in that chance for a few showers. Temperatures just top out in the mid-40s, but overnight, that's when we'll see some spotty, very light rain and snow. Won't amount to anything. 51 degrees for you tomorrow. There's a chance for that to linger early, but then we'll dry out. We're in the 60s by Monday, 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Just a little teaser. You guys may love me by the middle of the week. Temperatures going up.
We already love you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we already love you.
Even more reasons.
Just a tad more for you. Everyone else but Ron. Ron will love me by the end of the week.
Ron, just lie every now and then, okay? It's all right.
I do. Ron's motto is, you can always do better.
You guys, perfect.
I got to ask you, Dan, when was the last time you went fishing?
When I was like 5, I caught a fluke, and I called it good at that point.
Okay, so you're all good.
It was a fluke. Yes,
It was a fluke.
quite literally.
All about the panfish. Here's another reason for all of us to go fishing. A fishing trip to Florida turned into a vacation of a lifetime for a Pennsylvania judge. Shocked to hear that he was holding on to a winning Powerball ticket worth more than $290 million. That was not a fluke, Dan. Rachel Smith here with more on his big payday. And we'll tell you why Rachel is here in just a moment.
Yes.
But let's hear more about this fishing trip and this payday.
Yes. First up, a quick pit stop for some ice and $10 in lotto tickets on the drive home from vacation made one Pennsylvania man and his 2 friends $291 million richer.
This morning, a retired judge is celebrating the biggest catch of his life. The Pennsylvania judge on vacation fishing in the Florida Keys took the bait and bought a lotto ticket to split with a couple of friends back home. James Stockless, 67, soon discovered he reeled in the winning ticket in the Powerball jackpot.
$291.4 million.
He stopped in this convenience store for some ice and that golden Powerball ticket.
I got goosebumps.
The judge kept the ticket and headed home. While he was there at his favorite diner, he realized his ticket was a winner.
Everybody